Happy Friday, everybody! We made it to another weekend. Awesome. So it's time to make our dessert for the week. And we are making a recipe from my grandmother that my mom's been wanting to make, fig cake. So we're doing it all according to her plan. My mom even got buttermilk for it, even though I was like, you can just do the cream of tartar and it works just fine. And she was like, no, no, no. But she's here to assist, our favorite guest star. She gonna say hey? So yes, we're getting it. And this one, we're going to mix up the cake. While it bakes, we're going to make a sauce to put on top of it. It's a very rich cake. We're going to have to drop off slices to friends because it's very rich cake. All right, so I'm going to angle you guys down so you can see. So we start with our dry ingredients. We've got our 2 cups of flour, a cup and a half of vanilla sugar. I'm actually going to have my mom pour the cup of buttermilk into one of those for when it's that time. And then all the rest of our dry ingredients are these different spices, and it's really easy to memorize because they're all just 1 tablespoon. Thank goodness. Teaspoon. Yes. 1 teaspoon. That's why I write the ingredients on this video for you guys in case I misspeak. But Dee was looking out for y'all right now. Alright, so 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Do a teaspoon of cinnamon, and cloves, and nutmeg, and salt. All the yummy things. The sweet yummy things. Be making my Mima proud. I keep telling you guys, I'm just turning into her anyway. And now I've got Dee watching Murder, She Wrote with me in the mornings too. She's very good at figuring out who the murderer is.
I represent.
True. It's very true. Alright. Got all of those. Gonna mix those up. Basically, gonna blend well. And then we have a cup of chopped pecans that Dee already pre-chopped for us in our fancy little nut chopper. We're gonna stir in as well before we start adding our wet ingredients. Oh, good, the oven's already preheated. That's nice. Alright, so you've got all that. And this would be a lot to do all the wet, so we're going to use our hand mixer for that. Alright, actually I'm going to resituate a few things, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, we just needed to get some stuff out of the way. So we've got a cup of oil. I'm going to go in first. Let all that go in. Y'all, these spices we're working with this week are so good smelling. We had that turmeric, we had that garam masala. Used that ginger last night. Now the cloves and the cinnamon, the nutmeg. So we're just going to lightly kind of turn on our hand mixer. Get it blended. And then while I'm doing this, we're going to get Dee over here to alternate the eggs and the milk. Oh, guys, we lost one. It came out a little. Oh, it's all good. But Dee's going to come over and help us with that. And here's a cup if you want to crack the eggs into that.
Yeah.
We're just going to lightly be doing this while Dee pours some in.
You do 1 egg at a time and beat it in a little bit. Alternate that with the milk, which is buttermilk.
Going all authentic on us.
Don't plan them how to be.
You guys know I'm like, well, if I've already got something that I'm going to use, and I can substitute a little, what's the harm? But this would be what would make me more proud. Kick it up a little. Hey, kick it up a notch. We're going to go Emerald Lagasse right there. Bam. I'd say do that when you throw the egg in, but you might actually throw the whole egg in. Oh, she did it well, y'all. She did it well. Alright, we're getting all that blended in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just a minute. Do you want to get the scraper to get the last of it out? Alright, just gonna go get the scraper. Which we're about to be at it. You just kind of got to go fluid motion all around. Yeah. There we go. Alright.
Cooperation, it makes things happen.
It does, and we've only got 2 more wet ingredients to add in. It's going to help us with those 2. Well, at least with the fig preserves. And then we just need a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Alright. So it's 1 cup of fig preserves, because it's fig cake. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and our cake will be ready because the oven's already preheated. Alright guys. Yeah. Sure. And this is going to go into a bundt pan, a bundt. It's going to be a bundt cake. You guys have heard my jokes before. Doesn't mean you won't hear them again.
So this is the pan, and I've sprayed it with Pam, and then I'm going to put a little flour in it all around, especially the center. And then the excess flour you just pound off like into the sink or garbage can, however, but you want to get it all over the pan because the bundt cake, you know, is all wriggly. It's got a texture. Yeah, and it's hard to get it out of the pan a lot of times, so. Well, yeah, even though this is a Teflon pan.
Yeah, that's fun, but never hurts. Never hurts. Alright, and then where's the big scoop? Alright, you guys can see now. Gonna be pouring this in. Ooh, yes. Get our scraper and get it all in there. As D licks the preserve scraper. Can't blame her. Alright guys. So now it is ready to go into the oven. I've actually never heard of doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, apparently you pound to get the air bubbles out.
Yeah, you need to do a little bit more, but that way you'll get the air out and everything makes a little more solidly.
See? Guys, keep pressuring her. Dining with Diane. Alright, and then it is 1 hour in the oven. Alright, and we'll be back a little closer to time when it's time to make the glaze. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it'll probably be after it comes out of the oven because you want it to cool down.
No, actually, this particular we used to do it, half of it into the cake pan while it's still hot, and then after you take it out, pour the rest of it on the top. So
Okay, well,
still,
we'll be doing it that way, but it'll be a little later, so we'll check back later. It's ready to come out, and we're about to make the glaze. Yum! It smells so good in here, y'all. So good. Alright, we are now getting ready to make the sauce. It's a cup of sugar. And let me wait for Dee to get the other stuff. Alright, so we're getting started. We've got that cup of sugar, got the vanilla, a stick of butter.
and I like to cut it up because it makes it melt quicker and makes for a more even sauce.
Yeah.
So you're not waiting around for that to melt and then your sugar could burn. So it's best to cut up into small pieces, usually before you put it in the pan, but it's been a while since I've done this.
So, alright, am I good to add the other stuff in?
Yeah, what you got?
I got the vanilla, the soda, the caramel.
Alright, you've got all the teaspoons.
Okay, go ahead. So got half a teaspoon of baking soda. We're adding in a whole teaspoon of vanilla extra. Mom's doing, is it half a cup of butter?
Half a buttermilk.
Got one. That's how you go. This is a me, Mom. I can do black corn. No worries.
Have you already turned this on?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. Well, you have to stir it constantly. Yes. Get it out with your finger. So, So you have to stir this constantly. You cook it for about 3 minutes, and you have all the ingredients mix them together and boil it. This has got some stuff on. So you have to. Is this recording? So you have to keep stirring it because sugar, any of this stuff will just burn.
Yeah.
Kind of like when you're making fudge, like Kaitlin said. So.
I haven't made fudge as a video for you guys, but it'll be coming. Holiday time.
Where's the cake? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I would suggest. Okay, you see how it's boiling? If you have it on about medium-high heat, and it'll take about 4 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to get to this boiling. So now that it's boiling, I boil it for 3 minutes, and then I'll pour it over the cake.
And how long has it been boiling?
That's what I said. If well, I didn't have it on high heat. So if you have it on medium-high heat, it will take.
How long has it been?
Oh, it's just, well, I've been stirring the whole time, but I have about 1 more minute.
Okay, so boiling for 2 minutes. Alright, so now it's done. Just gonna pour it. Drain half.
Part of it.
Yeah, about half to do half. Very careful with it. It is hot melted sugar. That'll burn you real easily if you're not careful.
Along the edge, and it'll seep down into there, and make sure you get some around the center. So this will be all on, and when you flip this over, this will be the bottom of your cake, and it'll be nice and moist.
And this is a because the directions say to
No, the directions say to pour it into the pan like this, but all of it. But
the
Mimo.
other half is the Mimo part when you flip it on the top too.
Right. And see, this will seep in here. You could also, if you wanted to, like stab it with a knife and let it get down into the cake itself.
Like a poke.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that.
Obviously, it's already poured. Stand over.
You have to let it sit for a little bit. It's supposed to let it cool.
Alright, so we'll check back later when we're flipping. Alright guys, we are working on getting the cake out.
With the sauce with it, please. Thank you.
Down because it's already heating up. Alright guys. I know it's heavy. Okay. Then I have it. Oh yeah.
Sorry, it's so noisy.
Bam!
Bam!
Oh baby. That's looking so good. I think it's warm enough. Yeah, pour it in this. Just pour it directly in. Mima would be so proud of us with this big cake.
Oh, where's the special? Did you just put the green spatula in?
Yeah.
It's not dirty.
No. Nice setup, but it's already stuck.
This is really good sauce, even just to pour on ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
This is liable to run off.
Lean towards the center.
But it's got to go on the side too.
That's fine. It runs off a little. It runs off a little.
And we ate our loaded potatoes, and my gosh, they were so good.
Just get it all on there. If it's going to run off, that's fine.
Make sure you put some in the middle.
Yeah.
You're just not going to believe how good this cake is.
Yeah. So let us know when you make it. Send a pic, send a video.
Send an invitation.
Alright, y'all. Bon appetit. Have a great weekend.